for little owl. Well, I know where they are. I'm going to try and photograph them, get a bit of film so you can see them. And where I've stopped, it's not ideal because these particular owls are close to the road and there's only one position you can get in to photograph them from the car, which is what we're doing tonight. We're photographing from the car. I'm going to use the car as a hide. And I use that term in brackets because as soon as I pull up to the field gate, the owls will see the car. But I'm going to do what I can to minimise the disturbance for them, so they'll just go about the business and act naturally. Just up here is a big fallen tree that's laid alongside the hedge where the owls have nested, and they've got one youngster this year. They nest here every year. I can see the adults, which are in a tree at the end of the field. Use your binoculars from a distance to look for your wildlife first. Great thing, before you just rock up and get everything out, stay back a bit and observe. The pair, they were sat together, they've moved apart a bit. I'm going to get a little shot of them now. Get the window down first and dig out the trusty beanbag. I'll tell you more about this beanbag later, but it's ideal. Goes on the side, and a little cord. You can either just make a loop, keep it in your finger, put it on your finger, or what I do is I just tie that to my door handle, and if it does get knocked off, it's not going anywhere. And most importantly, you do not have to open the car door to get this back. So if you have to open the car door, there's your owls gone. The other thing I use is a piece of scrim netting. And what I'll do is I'll just quickly put that on now. Just get it in equal half. Quickly open the door. There's an owl just flown towards me in another tree. I'm going to be just slow down my movement, hide my hands with the scrim netting. And shut the door again. There we go. Now, the next thing I need to do is I'll get that shot for you with camera I use most of the time. My camera setup is the Canon EOS R, the EF17-40mm F4 L series lens, and I've got a 1.4 converter on. It's the Mark III converter. I don't always use this, it depends on the distance to the subject, but I know from past experience I'll need to use this one tonight. So I'll just get it on maximum zoom, pop this through. I don't need the scrim net at this time until I move closer to the owls, but it's on. This is my normal shooting setup from the car. And there's one of the owls, as you can see, just towards the top right corner of the tree, just below where the two wires are. The other owl moved into a tree closer. I'll see if I can pick that one out, and then we'll see what happens from there. Oh, there it goes, it's gone. The owl's gone, the closest owl, sorry, has gone back into the hedgerow, which is ideal because it means I can now move up. But before I move up, just need to make it safe to drive, and I'll show you what I do. So I'll just pop that bag in over my knee a moment. just simply gather that up. There we go. Now, please don't do this on a busy road. It's not something you should drive about doing this. The old jalopy, Sid the Seed. He has been brilliant as a photographic hide. I'm going to do a bit more on that another time, but I often use this setup. Right, we'll move up and see if we can find these owls. Slight bump up, hold on tight. Now I've moved it right to one side. You may be able to see from there. And as much as possible, I've tried not to let my hands show on the other side of this scrim. Because your hands are just like two big white flags. The birds will be watching me anyway because they'll have seen the car pull up. Any fast movements and they're away, or they just don't come down. And I've watched these owls over the years. Whenever anybody comes past, they often retreat further down the field. Right now I'm going to get some more shots to show you the environment that they're in. And if you want to look for little owls yourselves, the things to look out for. Always slow your movements down with wildlife. So there we go. What you're looking at right now is the broken tree, the dead tree, and just to its left and up, you can see we're right up against a field gate. The other half of that dead tree. And if we go back down, to that bit of tree, you can see it's actually laid right against a hedge. And then down the back we've got that tree in the background. I believe it's a beech tree. Oh. And where we are looking now is where the adults tend to sit. But what we'll do, we'll wait a bit. It's always a waiting game. Little owls like these dead broken trees. They also like live trees with holes in them to nest in, and you can often find them in these field settings, but they also nest in old buildings. Yeah, the other problem with a site like this, with it being, I'm pulled up on the roadside. Once I get this scrim down, and of course I've got the camera we're filming on, every driver is swan necking to see what's going on. And as I'm going to discuss in another video, is the whys and wherefores surrounding should you give away wildlife photography locations. This one, no. And we'll come back, maybe it's tomorrow morning, or maybe it's later on in the week. We've come back to the little owls this morning, and I've pulled up, hanging back as I normally do. There are two owls this morning, one on the log and one higher in the tree. Keep my eye on them. So as you can see, I've set up just the same as I did when we were here a few days ago. Got the scrim up, I've got the trusty beanbag, I've got my camera all set up and ready. My plan is to roll up. I want to get some film of the owls for you first, and then we'll take a few shots. So fingers crossed they won't go anywhere. Let's go. One flew off as I pulled up, but the other one is still there. There's a few vehicles, so I'm just waiting for those to pass. There we go. The birds know I'm here. It's not a case of concealing myself so they don't know. They see the car come up, as I said. But let's see if we can get you a little bit of footage. It's in the tree above the log. So as you can see, it's sat in the back of the tree now. And where we are, that tree, I'll show you, it's just above the log that they like to sit on. There we go. With any luck, it'll come back down. Okay, the owl did sit in the tree for a fair while, then it moved, it dropped down a couple of branches, and I thought, here it comes. But no, there it went. So, my train of thought on this one, excuse me, is I haven't been spending enough time here with the owls. Just set up like this for the car, no camera, to let them get used to me a bit more. So that's one thing I need to do. And the other thing is, this particular location is not far from home, so I'm lucky in that I can return as often as I like. Good morning. Going for third time lucky. I've just been sat for a little while about 15 minutes and the owl's just flown back onto the post. Sorry, the log at the bottom. So let's see if I can get some shots for you. Got a few shots, but it's just flown off again. It was looking down the field. So what I'm going to do now is wait for it to come back. Fingers crossed. And then we'll get you some video. The owl's back. Oh, 2 owls. One's gone. These owls have certainly given me the runaround this year. They've been flightier than usual, a bit more skittish.